Thank you so much, Dan. Thank you so much. I'm so grateful to you for shepherding us as a family of poets another year. Um, you're just the best. I need to tell you something, give you a little peek into my life, what happened the night before New Year's Eve. I came down with terrible abdominal pain. And the next thing I knew, I was on the table at the hospital being carved up as a Thanksgiving turkey. And all I could think of was, I got to get over this to get to my feature tonight. So I'm here. I can't. Sometimes I have to go lie down because I can't sit forever because I have been through this. So I just want you to understand that that I'm here and my soul's here 100%, but my body might not be able to be here 100%. Okay. All right. I want to read you here. Start with some poems. The birth of these poems are interesting. I have a make-believe granddaughter, and she and I were talking, and I started talking this poem to her, and I wrote it down and then on a napkin, and then she took a picture of it with her smartphone. Then I couldn't find the napkin, and she said, "Oh, I have it on my smartphone." I thought that was amusing. Connecting. Our conversation is close and tight, like placing a piece of clothing on a clothesline and having the clip close tight on the material so the wind will not blow away. Connecting. And here's a picture where it was written. I've never quite had that happen before, where there was a napkin, cell phone, resurrection of a poem. Here's another one that I wrote when I was with her. Our conversation is like taking a piece of sheet and wrapping it up close around over me, warming a wrap, making me into a wrap. Okay. There was a wonderful bunch of young poets from San Francisco State that used to meet at a place in the Upper Mission called the Laundry. And they were going to put together a booklet, and then COVID came and the booklet never happened. But I wanted to read you the poems of mine that were going to be in this booklet. Tree shadows in the park. Tree shadows dancing on the dance floor, the ballroom of the park. Tree shadows like to dance in afternoons when the winds come. Different colored shadow dancers, some dark, some light, some formal. I can hear the feet of the shadows tapping on the cement. Some stay on the dance floor of the park. Others flaunt lacy slips from under their skirts. Some wink at me, others don't. Tree shadows in the park. The ocean claws its way to shore with sharp, pointed claws. A lion creeping to shore on its belly in slinking movements. I'm here in perfect balance. There are no claws arched in me, just relaxed arms, flat on the sand. The waves roll over in the bed of ocean, longing for being held by a lover. I hear the water moaning and its heart pounding. I sigh and lots of oxygen from today tumbles out. My deep breathing calls the ocean to come. Canadian geese in military form fly across the horizon. Their straight black line reminds me of a Navajo's weaving gentle shuttle going from side to side, leaving a dark pattern on the loom of the sky. Here's one I wrote many, many years ago, but for some reason, it always rises to the top and is people's favorite. Non-involvement. She goes to the zoo, looks at the animals, but does not feed them. She goes to the art museum, sees the statues, but does not feel them. She went to the beach, but never allowed the salt to sting her. She shook his hand, but never held it. Non-involvement. Here's one that was just published in the newsletter in the building where I live. It's called Mummy. Mummy. I called my mother Mummy. Mummy, I am you when you were me now. Then I was young and you were old. Now I am old like you used to be. I am you like you were when you were me now. Mummy. I had a very interesting experience. I prepared for these features way ahead of time, just in case. So I had forgotten that I had this booklet all prepared. I'd probably done it 6 months ago. And I was sitting down to get together today's collection. Here it said, January 11th, 2003, Sacred Grounds Poems to Read. Standing at the water's edge. Standing at the water's edge, feeling the tide pull out, every piece of sand pulling away. I don't move at all, not even a bit. No point, because if I did, I wouldn't change the pull of the tide. Creativity of woodpecker. Creativity of woodpecker pecking a poem onto my head. A poem about how noise pollution is chewing up my mind. So now I am in the silent woods, healing my mind. How to stop. How to stop the train of my mind racing as if to make a deadline. How to say woo to the train that is a mind of its own driver, with its foot pressing hard on the gas pedal, would like to turn this racing train into a slow old-fashioned train, crawling along like a lazy, fat caterpillar. Tomorrow I will dive into a pool of brand new poems and explore with my friends new poems and new fishes. I was told over and over in grammar school to stay in line, hands down, look straight ahead. Well, now I'm an octogenarian, and I still don't just stay in line, keep quiet, and just look straight ahead. And I never will. Wave fingers. Wave fingers reaching up and holding hands with nearby wave fingers. Connecting like two cymbals or two castanets, making wave music. Wave fingers run to the other wave fingers and hug and yell, yippee, in wave language. You know that noise they make when the wave fingers connect? At the rate I am going, writing, someday I'll just be a writing machine. It looks as though a decorator sewed diamond decorations of birds on the bay to sparkle with sun. The seagulls want to come be by me, but the fact that they are birds and I'm a human prevents closeness. A shadow is sitting. A shadow is sitting on my favorite bench, but I came and sat by shadow, and we shared the comfort and view, the shadow allowing me all the space on this bench. I wonder if, I wonder, I enjoy people watching, and often their dogs amuse me. I wonder if the people I enjoy watching are enjoying watching me. Today I let. The hands of the clock rest and not dictate my movements. A day to just mentally glide along with no dictates from the clock. A day to merely float on the smooth lake of timelessness. Usually the hands of the clock, like traffic cops, dictating where to go, when. But not today. Today there are no arms of the clock dictating. My body, a clenched fist. My body, a clenched fist. When a massage awakens my body, my mind melts and softens. My mind is made of material. My mind is made of material that burrs of worry cling stubbornly to. I pluck and tug at the burrs, but they cling to my sweater, and sweater clings to me. It's that time of the year. It's that time of the year to go over old address books, looking for alive friends I want to send cards to. My most old address books feel like a stage setting of old friends, many of whom have passed on. But the act of looking page by page in my oldest address book for a few minutes surrounds me with names of people once in my life. But alas, most have died or sailed off the end of the world. But best put oldest address book away, as the people have mostly died, just leaving memories for me to enjoy. Once a year, it is warming to go over old address books and remember, but then put back on the bottom shelf until next year at this time. Sand sifting through my fingers. Sand sifting through my fingers, like poetic thoughts sifting through my mind. Lovely presence of sun and breezes, and your willingness to wait dead in our tracks while I take pen to paper. How about if I never stopped writing and writing endlessly until all the metaphors have spun out? They're spinning. Sweet moon. A poem is kicking loudly in my womb, like a drumming noise, wanting to be heard. The kicking poem about how when I'm injured and in pain, the moon comes more often to look in on me. Yes, the moon visits me more often when I'm injured and in pain. Sweet moon. Our conversation. Our conversation is like taking a piece of sheet and wrapping it up close around, over me, warming, a wrap, making me into a wrap. Kites and beach. Some kites bounce on the sand as if wounded and exhausted. Other kites fly effortlessly high and smooth. Kites like tubes of toothpaste, some full and plump, others no toothpaste left, mashed and wounded. Being with you puts toothpaste back into my empty tube, kite getting mended, but still limping, as if in great pain. My chiropractor keeps touching me and tapping and working on repairing my kite spirit and bringing me back to being a full, plump tube of toothpaste. I feel like a bird bath being with you all. This is very delicious. Got cream on my whiskers. If I just wrote and wrote, would I finally not need a large pad to express myself? Could there ever be a point when I can say, I've written all I have to say? I doubt it. Okay, good. Give me 4 minutes more. Smooth black satin sheet. Smooth black satin sheet, crinkled but smooth. Wide boat so cozy, lying on black satin sheet of water and cold, and harbor by the bay. I would like to feel smoothness of black satin sheets. Imagine it would feel cool and so smooth. Poetry is my attempt. Poetry is my attempt to sort out life, the Alaman left and right of people, unexpected minefields of eruptions as I walk. Comfort and composing poetry, balancing lines like engineers on artists' mobiles. Enjoying the all when I've finished. Poetry's my way of sorting out life, the Alaman left and right of people. Echo. My echo is my voice. Your echo, your voice. Can echoes mix? Can echoes blend? Can we harmonize and make an echo? Does my echo belong to me, or does it belong to the valley where it lands? Oh, I went back to Pennsylvania in the fall when it was really colorful. Oh my gosh, it was just so brilliant. And here's one of the poems I wrote. It is autumn in Pennsylvania. It is autumn in Pennsylvania, and the leaves are very dressed up in their fine colors. Males, painted yellow, very fancy trees, standing on tiptoes. Then there's a dance. Leaves fly, a fox scurries. I have a creative itch. I have a creative itch. I do not know when it will grow into a scratch. That has to be written out. A creative itch says, stop. I may want to be realized. So I stop and I wait and I enjoyed the process of the germination of the creative itch. Quiet still bay. Quiet still bay, smoothly ironed with very pointed iron. The ridges of water tucked in neatly. So all is smooth and calm. I respect the smooth and calm, standing back in respect. I want to tell you that I do a open mic with John Rowe about every other month. And he used to be head of Bay Area Poets Coalition. And if any of you want to get information about it, Dan, can I tell him my email address?
You can, or you can put it in the chat, or I can let people know how to get a hold of it. They can write me, and I'll let them know.
That sounds good.
All right.
Yeah. Rain rising and playing in the mud, tapping drum beats noise. Rain humming to me a soothing lullaby while also humming. The tapping playing over a long keyboard. I simply want to stay connected to the rain tapping. Now I'm wanting to dance with the rhythm. Rain music now playing on a kettle drum. Okay, thank you so much, each one of you. I really enjoyed being with you. Thank you. Thank you. And I'm enjoying your poetry too, I want to say.
Thank you very much, Sally. Beautiful, beautiful. Then you can unmute, ladies and gentlemen. Let her hear it a little bit. That'd be great.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Sally.
Thank you.
Salliness.
Oh,
Thank
beautiful. What a nice set.
Thank
What a
you.
nice set.
Thank you.
I'm